In this video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how to use MyFitnessPal. I'm going to try my best to explain it in a way that is easy to understand. I'm going to try and add some videos and photos as part of the tutorial from MyFitnessPal. I want to run through some points with you, such as whether you need the free or the paid version of MyFitnessPal, adding your calorie goals to MyFitnessPal, figuring out your macronutrients, adding your macronutrient goals, whether you should be linking or unlinking your activity monitors, how to log your foods, and also how to change the grams and the serving sizes of the food that you are having, and a couple of other things that go with it. So stick around if you want to learn how to use MyFitnessPal. So first things first, I want you to go to your app store. Whether you're using Android or Apple, whatever you're using, no matter what device you're using, head over to your app store and download MyFitnessPal. Now, immediately what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and sell you the premium version of the app. Of course, who wouldn't? It's a way of them making an income for a great app. As you can see on my app, I don't have the premium account. I've only got the free version, and that is really good enough for you as well. So there where it says go premium, you really don't have to click on that button and use your money to go premium, because you're really just going to use it for the basics, which is logging and tracking your foods, the calories of your foods. One thing I want you to remember, when you are using a tracking app such as MyFitnessPal, it's about a lot more than just logging and tracking your calories. It's about learning about the nutritional values of the foods that you're eating so that you can make better calculated choices with regards to the food that you are eating as you move forward. So when you log and track your foods, don't only focus on the total calories, but focus on all the calories within all the foods that you are eating, and actually learn from what you are logging. Another benefit of tracking and logging your calories is the fact that it holds you accountable. Right? So it's really going to hold you accountable to what you are putting in your mouth and what you are eating. Another benefit of logging your calories is that it's going to give you structure throughout the day when it comes to your meals. And structure is so important. If we have a look at this page over here, you'll see that my calorie goal entered into MyFitnessPal is 1,750 calories per day. What I would suggest when it comes to calculating your calories, instead of calculating it on MyFitnessPal, head over to my website and use my free calorie calculator. I will link it in the caption section. And the only reason I say that is because if you're going to calculate your calories through MyFitnessPal, oftentimes it's going to give you a very unsustainable amount of calories per day based on your goals. And as you can see on the screen here, you have the option of inputting lose 1 kilogram per week. And a lot of people will go for that because they're like, oh, I have to lose as much weight as quick as possible. But again, what it's going to do then is it's really going to restrict your calories, which is not sustainable. Now, once you've calculated your calories on my website, you can head over to your MyFitnessPal account. Before we proceed, as you can see on my homepage now, my calories have dropped from 1,750 to 1,200 calories per day because I said I want to lose 1 kilogram per week as a goal. So it's a massive difference, very unsustainable. To add your calorie goals, you click on the bottom button that says more. Once you've clicked on that button, you click on the button that says goals. Once you've clicked on the button that says goals, you click on the button that says calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals. That's where you can manually input your calorie goal that you've calculated from my website. Then when it comes to your macronutrient goals, if you want to add a percentage there, you would look at adding carbohydrates 40%, protein 30%, and fats 30%. That is a general guideline. Are you going to stick to it in a meticulous manner? Absolutely not. All I want you to focus on when you first start logging and tracking is just those calories and the consistency of your calories, and then you move on to the quality of those calories, so the quality of your food choices. And once you start adding more quality food choices to your plan, what you will see is that your macronutrients actually balance themselves out. But again, just as a general guideline, that's what you can set your macronutrient percentages up to. But I don't want you to be overly fixated with hitting those percentages perfectly every day. Please, a lot of people get carried away with that, and then you just lose all hope in this fat loss expedition because it gets very overwhelming. Trust me, I know. If we go back to my home screen, you'll see that it says connect to track steps. I haven't connected my activity monitor to MyFitnessPal account. And the reason for that is I want you to use your food tracking app, MyFitnessPal, purely to track your food, purely to track your calories, purely to give you structure within the meals that you eat every single day. The moment you're going to link your activity monitor, it's going to add the calories that you have burned to your goal for the day, your calorie goal for the day, and then it just becomes so confusing. So my advice is to not connect any activity monitors to your food tracking apps, purely just because it gets confusing when it comes to the calories and the totals. You don't consume back the calories burned through exercise. When it comes to logging your foods, you will click on the bottom button that says log food. And in this section of the app, it's going to give you options of breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. My advice to you would be to log your foods before you consume them. So sit and actually think about what you want to eat and create a little meal plan for yourself before you actually eat the food. So when you look at breakfast, you can say, cool, let's add breakfast. You can search for any food. So any food that you are thinking of having, say oats, for example, you can say, okay, instant oats classic. Now you've added the oats and you see, oh, it's added 50 grams of oats, but maybe you only want to have 40 grams of oats. That's where you would then click on that entry and you say, okay, serving size, it now says 50 grams, but you want to change it to 40 grams. But now it doesn't give you a 40 gram option. What you can do then is actually say, cool, let's change your serving size to 1 gram. And then the number of servings that you have, you can change that to 40. Because 1 times 40 is 40. And there you've added your breakfast of oats. Now, what are you going to have with those oats? Are you going to have a banana and are you going to have some milk? If you're going to have a banana, you then add the banana as well. If you're going to add milk, what I would suggest you do is measure your milk out in a measuring jug and then add that to your breakfast and to your MyFitnessPal account. Now what you can see is my breakfast came to a total of 465 calories, for example. I'm like, oh, okay, that works well for the day. Now I can move forward with logging my lunch. What you'll see is you have the option of scanning a barcode. I know this is not available in every single country. It's still available for us in South Africa. And you can actually use that to scan the barcodes of the labels on the packaging of the food. So if you're in a shop and you're not sure what the nutritional blurb is actually saying to you on the back of the packet, scan the barcode and it's going to bring up that nutritional information for you. That's where you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to add this to my plan, or oh, no ways, that's way too high in calories. And that's what you'll do with logging all your meals. You'll go into the meal that you're having. So breakfast, for example, you'll type in the foods that you are having. You'll enter in the grams that you are having. And there, boom, it's going to give you your calories of that very specific meal. Another cool thing about the app is you can actually go to the tab that says My Meals, Recipes and Foods. So if you click on the little button on the bottom that says More, it's going to bring up options for you. Click on the tab that says My Meals, Recipes and Foods. In there, you can actually create a recipe. So for example, if you're cooking for a family of 4, a beef stew, you can add all the ingredients into that section of the recipe and create different serving sizes or portions, and it will automatically calculate the calories of that portion or that serving size for you. If you go to More and you go to Settings, click on the settings, click on your profile. Scroll all the way to the bottom of your profile and click on Units. Once you've clicked on units, you can set up whether you want it to be in pounds, kilograms, stone, feet, inches, centimeters. A very important thing here, your energy, it can either be on calories or kilojoules. What I would suggest you do is set it onto calories, because that's what most places measure their food units in. Kilojoules and calories are exactly the same thing. There's just a different way of measuring it. It's like grams and kilograms or centimeters and meters. As you can see, there's just so many things that can be done on MyFitnessPal. But like I said, when you're first starting out, just focus on the basics. Focus on your calories, focus on the food quality of those calories, and then create consistency within your calorie consumption. Now, if we take it a little step further, if you click on the top part where it says calories remaining and you click on that, you'll be able to see calories, nutrients, and macros. If you click on nutrients, you'll actually be able to see, so for that breakfast that I had, I'll be able to see how much protein was in that breakfast, how many carbohydrates was in that breakfast, and how much fiber was in that breakfast. And the more foods you add to your plan on your food tracking app, the more it's going to collect that data for you. So you can go into that section and actually have a look at where you are with your protein consumption and your fiber consumption. And then a nifty little function is as well, if you click on that same area and now you click on calories, you click on the view that says week view, and it will show you the last 7 days. So it can actually show you every single day how many calories you consumed, and then it's going to give you a net average for the week. And it's so important to focus on that net average, because you might go over calories on one day and you might think it's a major train smash. But as soon as you focus on your averages over time, you'll realize one day higher in calories is not a major train smash, because over 7 days, the averages will most likely see you still being on target. So just to recap, the most important thing here is calculating your calories. You can do that on my website, downloading MyFitnessPal from your phone, then installing it, obviously, that goes without saying, setting your calorie goals, and then playing around with your macro goals. Remember, your macros, you're not going to hit them perfectly. That's not the goal. The goal is to create consistency with your calorie consumption. The goal is to work on adding more nutrient-dense food, so the quality of your food, make that a focus. And then obviously, like I said, look at your averages over time of your calorie consumption, because that is super, super important. Please, please, please try not to get carried away with everything that that app has to offer. Like, there's not one optimal amount of calories that is best for a breakfast split, or best for the lunch split, or best for the dinner split. If your calorie goal is 1,600 calories per day, for example, split those calories up between your meals in a way that works for you, in a way that is optimal for you. But you'll only know what way is best for you once you actively start tracking your calories. Once you start making a note of your hunger levels, once you start realizing, oh, I get hungry at more or less this time of the day and it's quite an intense hunger, then you know, oh, maybe you should make lunch a little bit bigger, or more calories for that matter, so volume up the meal. But again, I can make as many tutorial videos on these apps. The only way you're going to get better at using these apps, the only way you're going to start understanding how these apps work, is if you actively start using them. So don't give up when it's too difficult, or don't give up because it seems too tedious. Play around with the app, YouTube more videos. And again, don't get carried away by all the functions on the app. Focus on the basics, which is your calories, the consistency of those calories, and creating a little bit of a day-by-day plan for yourself so that you have some structure.